Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. One more look at Solana, seeing what's going on. 240 plus or minus here, and this is a really good situation. We swept the majority of this liquidation range. We'll talk about that, take a look at here. We got to recognize, of course, we've got this 0.618 fib level just above us at 245, 247. We've discussed that being a previous resistance level, but also a likelihood of retesting it. We could actually be in the beginning of a cup and handle pattern here actually that's starting to form, which is kind of exciting too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we channeled down just a little bit, just like SUI did yesterday, and essentially just completely took off. Granted, the market did pretty well. Bitcoin broke 100,000 all-time high, that whole thing. But the truth is, Solana does look like it's priming itself, especially since it just broke free from its descending trend, its short-term and larger-term trend lines. So overall, some really good situations here. Obviously, it did not reject off that trend line and broke above. We're pretty close to where I want to be here. In other words, as far as a confirming factor for long, we don't want to just jump in hastily at this point, but pending Bitcoin doesn't lose 100,000, I think Solana should continue higher. It's responded very well to Bitcoin coming down. Again, 238 is that local point of control. That was an area that I was wanting to get a closure above. Quick congrats to our committee here for some pretty significant profits. We had two SUI longs open, 68% on one, 53% on the other, and then of course our Bitcoin trade 60% in 5 days. We didn't get shaken out. That support at 94.7 held pretty well. While I'm sure that there was somewhat of a fundamental catalyst with the Fed meeting, or just the Jerome Powell's speech rather, I think that might have had a little something to do with it. But needless to say, we're here now, and this is awesome stuff. So congrats on everyone. Again, the whole premise right now, folks, is to really just don't short any coins right now. I know, when certain times, some altcoins will just surge down, but they're responding very well, and most altcoins are handling these dips pretty strong. A lot of them are building themselves, cup and handle patterns, both on macro and micro time frame. So it's really awesome to be able to see that. So just know that, shorting right now is inherently more risky. It is in general, but I don't think it's worthwhile shorting Solana in general. At this point, it does seem like further upside is probable. So we can see here again, here's that liquidation range that I had in the charts, 240 to 245. We've got more liquidation here, both with late shorts and previous shorts at about 245 to 250. So it feels like 250 is an inevitability at this point. We zoom out a little bit here, we can kind of see as well, 250 is a pretty heavy concentration, maybe 3 to 4 billion if you kind of average it out, possibly 5. So again, I'll count that up. I'll put that on our playout chart here soon. Once more, Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, you can kind of see what my expectations are. But again, Bitcoin, folks, is looking pretty strong. There's a strong likelihood we're going to see 100,000 to 97,000 as a retest, and if that happens, a pivot and a bounce off that area is a very common occurrence. Just be mindful not to use high leverage at this point, because market makers are targeting those leveraged trades. Speaking of leverage, let's see here. We got 1.2 billion in liquidation delta for Solana. This isn't actually that high, so it really just implies that further upside is higher. We got more people buying than selling at this point. Again, obviously most coins are going to exude this kind of behavior right now, but this is generally a very positive sign. It's still very new. It's not, even though that's a lot of liquidation in general, it's not too much in a short amount of time, if that makes sense. So I'm not really worried about that or concerned about it. What we do want to look at here, those open interest, kind of make sure we're on the right side of those tracks, which we are. People are heavy at 234 in this local range and 237. Perfect. That's exactly that point of control. That's where people are buying the most. So, and in turn, that basically gives us that support foundation, if you will. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. Daily time frame. Let's work our way down and see what's going on. Daily time frame, I like to look at a few things. Stochastic RSI, for example, we saw some, like a second stochastic swing to the upside for Bitcoin. We are seeing the same thing here as well for Solana. We can also recognize the RSI is up over 50, maintaining that. Money flow index is right there with it. These are all extremely bullish signs. The only thing that's slightly concerning, which again, people try not to misinterpret the SMAs. They're simple moving averages. They're kind of just trend setters. They let you know what side of the tracks you're on. We're tentatively above it. But as you can see, again, there's a lot of confluence here at 238, where we got that support, but also tentative resistance based on the SMA being a trend line. So with that trend there, we still haven't confirmed above it. So that would be the only caveat here, letting us know that we're not totally broken bullish, so to speak, but we're mostly there. All right. So again, awesome stuff in that regard. Let's quickly look at the 4-hour time frame and recognize that we're above every single moving average here. Oh, minus 100, but I don't put a lot of emphasis or weight in the 100-day SMA, but once more, the 20 and the 50, those are the more important ones to me. And being above those implies that we have sustainability in this range here. So we got 238 support there. We got a lot of good little confirming factors here at this range. That open interest at 234 and 237. I like to see all this. Stochastic is swinging up here, of course. Potential divergence for the second time. It really just depends on how Bitcoin behaves here, but we got our RSI in good place. Money flow index is now back up above the RSI. That's extremely beneficial, telling us there's more sustainability in this price point, which we've already identified. And then furthermore, too, the view of this coin is not fully oversold yet, or overbought rather. So in turn, it can continue much higher. So let's take a look here at the hourly time frame as well, and just recognize that we're above the cloud. Lagging span's now free and clear of the price action. 2 thumbs up, and if I had a third hand, I'd give you a 4th thumbs up because the conversion line's above the baseline. So we've got pretty much every confirming factor here letting us know that a long on Solana makes way more sense than a short. You just got to recognize Bitcoin pulls back, which it is due for a bit more of a correction just based on all-time highs being retested. In most cases, it's rare for the price to not be retested. Then I think Solana will continue higher. But once more, you're going to see a little bit of a waver here and there. But for the most part, I think that we're going to probably take off here soon. It just makes a lot more sense. So that's those are my 2 cents. What are yours? Why don't you comment below, let us know. Also make sure you join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, of course. It's all available there for you just to help you stay abreast on my playout charts. Check out Bitunix too, folks. $12,000 deposit bonus this month. We had a 60K prize pool last month for 20 traders. It's a really just easy way to benefit from an awesome exchange. No KYC or VPN, folks. Check them out. They're really awesome. Last but not least, of course, jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Or sorry, I already said that. Jump on over to our actual Discord there and become a community member if you want. We got some awesome trades going too right now. So I'm leaning more towards along with Solana here shortly. Okay, just definitely leaning towards that. Either way, if you're part of my community, you'll know that. You'll get the signal. If not, that's cool. Thanks again so much for watching. Have yourself a great rest of the day. We'll see you next one. Take care.